Welcome back to Hall of Fame College Football's Sooner Magic Podcast. Sooner Magic Podcast. This is Hall of Fame College Football with Jason.
I was fixing to get on you about that.
No, it's not Sooner Magic this time. I've been working on another one, so I was doing a intro right before we started this one. But
you're all good.
Welcome back to Hall of Fame College Football with Jason and the coach. I'm your host, Jason Watkins. He's the coach, Philip Roybal. And if you love college football, you know you're in the right place. So before you forget, smash that red subscriber button, like our videos, and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss one moment of Hall of Fame college football. What's up, folks? How's everybody doing? Welcome into the show, everybody. Let's see. Benji, Trojan Fight. Oh, goody. We got a bunch of goodies in here. Bishop Frank, Stink Ass Cat, Rob 00, Rob 077, Benji, Steve B. Who else we got in here? Hankster. There he is.
Hank the man.
Brian Sandlin, he was in here busting chops earlier, so I knew that was coming. And then Timothy Green was in here for a minute anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah. What's up, guys? What's up? We are doing well. We had a little issue with the Roadcaster though. It's and I see what you said there, Rob. I don't know who told you I get part of that SEC money, but I don't. So it's at some point it would be cool, but you never know.
We depend on you guys to help us out.
Yeah, right. No,
as a matter of fact, hit that like button, or you know, and at the end of the day, I don't give a shit. Hit the dislike button. It doesn't matter either way. It's good for us.
Well, Coach, already we got one of these in here. Hey, Coach, when are the Irish going to join the Big Ten? Let me answer this for you.
Go ahead.
That was going to be his answer anyway. So just so you know.
It ain't happening. I can't believe you guys keep asking that shit. You know,
same answer as all the time.
You know what though? I'm gonna start talking like people think about us. Yeah. Hey, we're elitists. We don't need that shit.
You know what? You know what the first part of elitist is? Elite. The first part of elitist is elite, so that's not really a bad thing. But yeah.
We don't need no conference.
Just realized Army and Navy are no longer independent. UConn and Notre Dame are the only independents currently. Yeah, I think so. I guess you could kind of say that Washington State and Oregon State are kind of independent though too. I mean, they're still in the pack or whatever. They're together, but I mean, they're making a schedule basically like they're independent. So,
right.
I don't know. Looks like a lot of this stuff is going to be going down as far as the. I don't know if you're listening to Josh Pate. He's saying that something's coming, and it usually does when you get something on the realignment front. It's usually in July when everybody's getting ready to go on vacation, and so it blows up everybody's vacation. And we'll see kind of how everything's going to go, but yeah. Hey, folks, we've only got like 15 people in here so far, so maybe jump over and you know, give us a share, something like that. Make sure you hit that like button. That's so important to us. And before we get started, I would like to shout out our partners here at Hall of Fame College Football, Mint Mobile, where you can get 3 months of unlimited talk, text, and data for just $45. Nation's largest 5G network. You can try out the service while you keep your old big wireless service. Use the same phone, get a great deal, have a chance to save upwards of a couple of grand like I am with my 2 phones. Get in there, check it out. You'll thank us later. Definitely should get over. Check out our official show merchandise. We have a lot of new gear in there. Actually have a new t-shirt for the coach with his I don't give a shit wear. So yeah, we got a lot of different stuff like that in there. Obviously our horns down gear is only for a limited time, so you got to make sure that you get that while you can, because we're going to make that limited time. We're also coming up with a little bit of a giveaway that'll be coming soon. Hey, Coach, big day yesterday, and really it's a big time right now for Oklahoma and Texas, as they are now official members of the South Conference. Big deal, man. And I think it's feeling kind of good for most of us OU fans. I'm sure same with Texas. Look, it seems like, you know, when they announced this, it's been almost 3 years when they announced it, or it has been 3 years, I think, right around this time. So
yeah,
pretty wild, but it seems like it's been forever. You know, you're just kind of waiting for it to come, and then a lot of stuff has happened, obviously, between now and then. And
it's here, baby. It's here, though.
It's here. Yeah. So, official members of that SEC conference, really cool stuff. We kind of talked about it yesterday morning on Rise and Shine College Football as well. But, you know, man, pretty pumped up about it. I'm excited to kind of see how everything goes. And yeah, I'm good. 4th of July weekend couldn't be better. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Yeah, well, thank you for the welcome to the SEC officially. You know, it's been not as welcoming from a lot of SEC schools. You know, you're starting to hear, but it always seems to be the ones that are kind of bottom feederish, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
That are saying, you know, this isn't the same as what you were doing in the Big 12 and blah, blah, blah. We're better than y'all, and y'all aren't going to come in here and run nothing. Now, I mean, you don't generally hear that very often from people that are, you know, fans of Georgia or fans of Alabama. But it's generally Ole Miss or Mississippi State or Mizzou, not including Rob 077. He's our boy. He's always been pretty good to us. And Richard Shear's another one that's done pretty cool with that too. Ready for that conference schedule. Yeah, yeah. Ready for schools that lose to us by saying they just got whipped by both Big 12 schools. No, and I'm with you there on that one. Yeah, bottom feeders like Mizzou. Yeah, pretty much. They talk. I mean, they've been talking a lot, but you know, I gotta say the ones that actually come on this show though, they've been chill. The Twitter folks, you guys
not so much.
Get those guys together, man. Sheesh. Learn how to handle it.
That's why I don't. You know, that's why I don't do Twitter. They're a bunch of dumbasses.
I can't stand it either, man. The only reason I really have been on it lately, because it'd get me in trouble. Because I mean, you know, you just don't want to shut up when people say stupid shit, but they do.
Oh, I agree.
But you have to promote there, and I mean, you know, yeah. Sometimes I have to do what I gotta do. Yeah, we left the truck. What did you say? We left the truck stop and rolled into a 2-star restaurant. Leave it to Hankster.
Oh,
yeah. I'm excited though, to be honest with you. I mean, I think the biggest thing that I'm excited about is like we're planning to over the next couple of years to try to take in as many of these deals as these places and their tailgate scene and their what it is to be an SEC fan and in, you know, for each fan base. I mean, this is a new experience for Oklahoma fans, for Texas fans, you know, and it's when you kind of think about what it was like in the Big 12, there's some great places to go watch games. Great places in the Big 12 to go watch games, right? Sure. I enjoyed watching games. I mean, Baylor actually had a really cool stadium on the river there and all that stuff, and they had a pretty cool bar scene. They didn't really have a tailgate scene, but you know, you've had a pretty decent tailgate scene in some of the spots. But this is going to be a different deal, you know. And so, to me, it's, you know, I don't even mind the shit talking. It's cool. I'm good with that because we can all talk with the best of them, you know.
Yeah, that's all part of it. It's fun. I truly am excited to see how you and Texas do, OU and Texas, how they do. Obviously, I've got my own thoughts. You know, I'm a fan of neither, but I truly believe this, guys. I believe, and you can say it when it happens. The coach told you right here tonight, OU has a better season than Texas. It's coming. So get your asses ready.
What? God, I didn't know that Jay was going on tonight because they know that Tuesday is my show night. So I'm surprised that they're on, but I didn't mean to be competing with anybody. I generally don't. So I don't know.
Hey, we're always on at this time.
Yeah, this is our time. So, I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, I'm not trying to compete with them, just so y'all know.
No,
I mean,
no.
And if I don't know how they generally go for an hour, we generally go a little bit longer. So if y'all are wanting to watch them, I don't blame you. Go do that. Let us, and they welcome to join us as well. Talk about all this stuff. But
Absolutely.
Listen, yeah, let's see, what were you saying there? Let's see. Richard Shear. Yeah, you shouldn't be mean to that, dude. Best city in the SEC now, Austin. I mean, Austin's a cool city. I'll give you that. It's a cool city. But I do think that it's kind of changing a little bit right now. And as far as college towns are concerned, I've always really liked Austin, but I think it's kind of changed a little bit, right? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, here's a good statement right here. Great statement, because as a college town, it's a great place. Not sure that I want to, being as old as I am today, I'd rather not live there. Great place to visit.
Yeah, no, listen, and I've always loved going to Austin. It's a great city, but I think it's definitely a party town for like the younger kids and stuff like that for sure. And I think if you're big into the music scene, I mean, they've got a music scene.
Oh,
the
yeah.
deal is just, it's a cool place. There's no two ways around it. I don't know what their
cool.
Yeah, and I wouldn't know really what their game day stuff is like very much. I've been to a couple of games there at DKR whenever I was covering the Big 12. As more of freelancing stuff, I've been to a few games there, and they didn't have a huge tailgate thing either. But in Oklahoma's is really, they're going to have to definitely we got to up our game when it comes to the tailgate scene. But I think that that's part of what you're going to end up getting whenever you get finally to the league, because you're going to see a lot of it. The traffic is absolutely trash in Austin. You're not wrong. They've never really upgraded like the highway system there, for when it was a small town. Now it's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's still built like a small city, so the traffic there sucks.
6th Street's good though.
6th Street is very cool. Yes, it is. It is very cool.
Another cool
I love Nashville, by the way. Yes, very good.
Oh yeah. Well, and I've had multiple players that have played at Texas. Actually, even I even had one that played there that coached for me, Antoine Kirkhughes. But
wasn't he Ricky's roommate? He was Ricky Williams' roommate.
Yeah,
wasn't
he? Ricky's roommate. Yeah, but again, the tailgates, they weren't anything to talk about. They're going to have to pick up their game. Oh, lost you again.
Oh, I muted myself. My bad.
No,
but Oklahoma has to do the same. There's definitely a side of that there used to be a better one. They kind of killed off part of it, but I think that it's something it's definitely you're going to see it pick back up. And I think it's probably already going to be a lot better right now, immediately.
Oh, I agree.
Over the first couple of years, when you go and experience more of that and stuff, you'll probably get some. And we were talking about it with Bishop Frank on here yesterday morning, and I mean, Oklahoma's got great barbecue. There's a great barbecue scene, smoking meats, doing stuff like that. I mean, we should be able to get that down pat.
Yeah,
I agree. But I am so down with. I mean, after the Cincinnati trip last year, I really enjoyed Nippert Stadium. I think it being the oldest stadium in the country, that was cool. And a lot of these SEC stadiums have just got so much history behind them as well. You start talking about, obviously LSU, being as crazy as it is at nighttime, but even to go to places like Auburn and, Sanford Stadium there in Athens in Georgia, unbelievable group play. I mean, hey, it's going to be at least a couple of years, but man, I really want to go to the Swamp. I've never been to a game at the Swamp. So that would be really awesome too. 40-year-old and over on 6th Street during the fall on home game weekends.
Hey,
Yeah, I can see
hey,
that.
Sooner in Texas? No, sir. You don't
No.
know, Coach.
Hey, coach can put them down with the best of them. I don't think it's just. I don't think that it's bad so much. It's just that it hasn't really picked up. And when you start comparing it to some other places, yeah, it's not good, right? But I mean, Sooner fans, you guys tell them. What do you guys think about it? I mean, I think it's going
Yeah.
to pick up, right? Oh yeah, man.
We always have some pretty good tailgates over at under Touchdown Jesus.
Oh yeah.
We know how to drink a beer too.
You're right. Hey man, it's not like Catholics don't drink. Let's not get it twisted. Yeah, you should. Hey, this is a true statement. If you're a college town below the Mason-Dixon line, you should have good barbecue. I agree. I would agree.
Amen.
The further you get south, though, you should have decent Mexican food, and that doesn't always happen either. So it is what it is. I think that's not really going to happen for Oklahoma, but I think that, hey, look, they've got some good barbecue in Oklahoma. So there's some good. I think you could really put on a good one, and I think that over the next couple of years, you'll probably see it evolve a little bit. And it'll be fun. It's a bunch of old folks in Norman. Yeah, that's true too. And I think that that's another thing that's going to have to, as good as it can be at the Palace. There's, when you've got folks that are telling you to sit down and shit because you're standing up and cheering and stuff, and you got people that are telling you to sit down. That's not a good sign.
But Hank, you got to slow down on this old folks thing.
He's talking about what we call the olds at the stadium. They trip.
I know. I'm just kidding.
But I'll tell you, and even the student section they haven't. Now, I will say this. I think a big part of it has something to do with the fact that I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that all of these noon games, hotter than hell. The student section will get out. They'll leave and go under the stadium kind of to get out of the heat. But you've even heard Coach Venables be like, quit making excuses and get your ass in there.
Yeah.
If you don't, Coach will tell you what he really thinks. In a nice way, though. Always in a nice way.
I wouldn't do that.
Let's see. Don't judge Baton Rouge. What did you say? Cajun food is the South. They're 225, not 337. Yeah.
Had a baby Kyle.
I mean, I'm ready to party with my people too. No, it's going to be fun though. I think you leaving, Lemon? Where are you going? You have to leave? You got to take care of the wife or something, or what's going on there? Glad you came in anyway. Glad you got to see me. Yeah.
See you, Lemon. Enjoy your night.
When you have Tennessee, Bama, UGA, UF, Arkansas, LSU rolling to town, the atmosphere is going to pick up. Oh, I think so too.
Absolutely.
I think so too.
Absolutely. That in itself will create.
Well, listen, certain games it'll be that way. But I just think that it just got to a point where you were having these morning games against teams that nobody really cared about sometimes, especially once the SEC move got announced, and it kind of changed things a little bit. But I know like Bedlam from 22 was rocking and rolling. It was a big recruiting weekend. It was rocking and rolling those games. And here's the thing. That's what we have to really show out for, because a lot of times you are going to have recruits there. Pretty much every weekend, I would think you're going to have recruits there. It's easy to get up for Alabama, but we got to be able to get up for South Carolina too, So it is what it is. Uh-oh. Putting out fires at work.
Yep.
No good. All right. The Dundies, welcome into the show. The Dundies. Kyle DePuis, welcome in as well. Glad to see everybody in here.
Jam.
Oklahoma back in on regular season play after 100 years. Yeah, man, that'll be cool. They've only played a few times, right? You said after 100 years, that makes sense. Arkansas's their biggest rival's Texas, or it was Texas back in the day, so I guess that'll crank up, and you could do your part. Those Arkansas folks could do their part and beat them. I think that, but I will say again, you know, you've had a lot of that. And High Top, I was watching High Top Sports from last night, and he, of course, is a Texas lover for whatever freaking reason. He's a Gator guy, so it doesn't really. He just said he hates OU and he likes Texas, but they were talking about being the ugly stepsister and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to get a hold of his ass. If Oklahoma's the ugly stepsister, what the hell does that make Gator fans?
Oh, Jesus.
See, we can get in to play this game.
But it makes them Gator shit.
Something. Crazy. It's going to be different. It's going to be different. It's definitely going to be different. Arkansas still hates Texas after all these years. Oh, I would imagine.
Well, who doesn't?
Yeah, we're not going to have a problem getting up for Mizzou. No, y'all definitely helped. The Twitter folks have helped that out a lot, and the whole thing with Caden Green's Papa and all that stuff, everything that went down there, just kind of the way it happened. Not too cool. Also needs better intro music. Music choices on game days have always been below average. We were kind of talking a little bit about that on Jay's show the other night, so I like that idea. I like that idea too. They could do some cool stuff. There's good hard rock music. There's good Toby Keith music that they could be using and stuff, you know. There's some I think you could come up with something cool, but don't just do the same old that everybody
shit
does at the other places, right? You know, so
right.
I don't know. They could definitely, there's going to be some upgrades, I think, but look, the one thing that matters the most is making sure that you're freaking loud when it's the fourth quarter of a close ass game. You know, everybody's standing on their feet and, you know, behind this team, because look, they're 5-7 in close games since BV got there. Now, I would tell you that I'm surprised there was that many close games in the first year, but they lost 5 one-score games. They lost both of the games they lost last year were close. And then they also won 5 games in the close ones. So, man, you got to get behind them in those games, man. You really do.
Absolutely. Makes a difference.
Yeah, it does. It's a big deal. Arkansas said, I was in Fayetteville in 21. Arkansas celebrated every athletic accomplishment during timeout, into quarters. Those people business.
Yeah. Well, they just had one a quarter, right?
I'm telling you. But I mean, you know, and they've won the last 2 times that they played Texas. So
yeah,
you're going to get their best shot for sure. But I think that both schools are going to get everybody's best shot every week. They don't want you to come in there and rub their nose in you being in the SEC now. Which I get it. You know, I can see that. It makes sense. You just start a tradition for night games after the third quarter. Imagine a drone show leading into the fourth quarter. I can see that. The drone show. That was pretty cool last night, that drone show that they did. It was like a 10-minute show. It was kind of cool. And you've seen that one at the Super Bowl. They've done some really cool stuff, man, but that's kind of replacing fireworks these days.
Yep.
Yeah. Look, if you're I don't think that's necessarily what they were doing. A lot of folks I know right after when we started the podcast and we were talking about it, right? And I would get the random Mizzou fan, and I still kind of do. They'd come in and they'd be bitching about, man, we left to get away from Texas and Oklahoma. Maybe we should go back to the Big 12. And I was like, yeah, right. They're going to
Maybe they should.
Maybe you're going to go. I'm sure that's what y'all are going to do. You know, but you give away all that cash. You know,
I got a suggestion for you, Mizzou. Be independent.
Works for Notre Dame.
Be independent, baby.
Oh man. So what game are you guys looking forward to the most coming up? As far as obviously of the new games and stuff like that, you're going to look forward to the Texas game all the time. We talked about that on Jay's show the other night. That what game is the one you don't want to lose the most? I'd say Mizzou kind of put themselves into that position where we really have to kick their ass. If we beat nobody else, we need to beat them. But you also, I think that recruiting says that you must beat Texas as well. You know, I think it's again a very big thing for the Red River game. It's just added more heat to it. I think the same is true for the Texas A&M game as well for Texas. But make no mistake, Oklahoma needs to win. You know, Auburn just to shut everybody up about that shit. Hank's on fire.
He is on fire.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I'm excited to watch the Alabama game. I'm excited to watch the LSU game.
Man.
I think, and obviously the Texas game, that one never goes away.
Oh yeah.
And the Tennessee game. I mean, those are the games I'm really looking forward to watching.
Yeah.
With OU in it.
Well, and I think to some extent, if you look at it, really the marquee teams that I'd love to, you know, obviously we're going to get our shot at Georgia at some point, but it'll be at least 2 years down the road. You'd like to play them at some point. I think it was lazy of the SEC to not flip that around, but I know why they did it. And at this point, you see why they did it, because they didn't want to lose those rivalry games that are always there, because they built that first year of a schedule thinking that, okay, yeah, we're probably going to go to a 9 game in year 2. Well, then they decided they weren't going to go to a 9 game in year 2. They're going to make ESPN pay for it and pay for these rivalries to happen every year. I don't know if this is a bluff or if this is not a bluff, but to me, I think that you're kind of playing with fire. Now, if ESPN is one, I mean, then they should be willing to pay up for it. And I think they're probably going to sell at some point anyway. And I don't have a problem with them saying, hey, you need to pay for an extra game, because those games are going to be important. And but here's the thing, we're losing a lot of rivalries as it is, and I don't like it, you know, for overall. So if you to an 8-game schedule after these first 2 years, and then you go into an every other year deal for Texas and Texas A&M, I mean, you're going to lose. You'd lose like the Auburn Georgia rivalry. You'd have to lose probably Tennessee and Alabama because of the Iron Bowl. You know, that's all those freaking rivalries have been going on for 100 years. And what did they say? The Auburn and Georgia one is the oldest rivalry in the South. Although listening to Coach I yesterday, he said they don't give a shit about it. But yeah. Yeah, that was kind of funny. He was talking trash about Jackson Dart. Look, I don't know how big of a rivalry that'll turn into, although we've had some Ole Miss folks talking some smack. They're one of the ones that are doing a lot of that, which is weird. It's just, to me, like, until you've won a natty yourself, until you've won a conference championship yourself, you don't get to talk like you're one of the power schools in the conference. You know? I mean, listen, because I'm not going to ever be one of those guys that says Oklahoma's coming in and dominating. Do I think that Oklahoma will ever be okay with not going in and winning and competing for the championship in that conference? Hell no, it's Oklahoma.
Yep.
It's Oklahoma. We want a freaking national championship so bad because it's been too long as far as we're concerned. You know the feeling?
Sure. Yeah.
But in the end, you go there and you're not going anywhere to be freaking middle of the road like Okie Light.
Hey, you know what I really want to happen? I want y'all to get into the 12-team playoff, and I know it won't happen, but I'd love to see Okie Light get in and y'all play each other. I would just, oh my God.
If you could get seed, if you could get that 5th seed, you'd probably play
that one's already taken, though.
Possibly. The 5th or 6th seed, either one. I think if you get the 5th or 6th seed, then you're gonna host, and then you're gonna play. You wouldn't have to play the 1 or 2 seed, which is gonna be the Big Ten champ and the SEC champ. So if you're that 5th seed, so say you come in at 10-2, 5th or 6th seed would work.
Yeah. Oh, I'd
You know?
love to see that. I
Me
would
too.
love to see that.
Yeah, I think it's probably taken. I don't know. Here's the thing. I think that it depends on what they do. If Notre Dame goes 10-2, they're in the playoff. If they go 11-1, yeah, it's theirs. Right? But I think 5th and 6th seed, it's kind of the same.
They're not too far
It's
apart.
pretty similar. I mean, obviously, the 5th seed's better because you get the 12. You get the, that G5. I guess it's better. You get that G5 score. I mean, it's easier for sure.
Sure.
But if you play in that 6th spot, you're still going to be playing the 11, which, it's going to be a power school, but I don't think that they're going to have you playing in like an in-conference game at that point. They would work that around to where you, at the very least, you're going to be playing.
They're going to juggle that, right?
Yeah.
No, God,
which again, still not as good as this.
Other than praying for Notre Dame to win every game, I'm praying for that game to happen this year. I want to see Gundy shit his pants.
Yeah, so I don't know. Keaton brings up a good point here. OSU needs to make sure they have their golden child running back before they think of any postseason. I mean, he got a DUI the other night. I don't think. I mean, we've got a couple of those too. I'm not going to say too much about Ollie Gordon and what he did. As long as nobody got hurt. Look, obviously this is a problem around the country, and it's not good for people to be drinking and driving. I'm going to say that. If nobody got hurt, and I hope they learn their lesson. But guys, good grief! I can't understand how you live in. Well, I mean, did it happen in Stillwater? I didn't really read it.
Who cares? It happened.
I don't know where it happened, but I mean, you would think that you could get an Uber anywhere, right? You should be able to get an Uber anywhere. Don't drink and drive, dumbasses. Come on.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Not saying I've never done it. I've never had a DUI, but I've never done. I mean, I've done it. Obviously, most people have. But come on. And you're Ollie Gordon. You should be able to find somebody to drive your ass around. You know what I mean? You're the star player. Knock it off.
Well, if it happened in Stillwater and the cops still threw him in jail, he's not that popular. Oh.
I have a question. What did he say? I have a question for Coach. Have you ever had a hole-in-one? Coach, have you ever get a hole-in-one?
I have had many hole-in-ones, just never on the golf course.
I've had two.
Oh, wow.
The first time I was younger, but I had one 2 years ago. Yeah. I was playing a lot of golf at that point, but.
And I don't play very much golf, guys.
It was like a 160-yard shot, little feathered 8-iron up there. It skipped on and clook. Pretty good shot.
That's awesome.
It was pretty cool. It never really left the flag. I was surprised, you could see it kind of headed that whole way. But the crazy thing is that earlier, about a week before that, it was a much better. I mean, this was actually probably better. So on that par 5 in Artesia that goes right down, there's a bunch of freaking weeds out there and like mesquite bushes and shit. Well, I hit my drive and it sticks up in this mesquite bush and it's off the ground, but you can see the ball. So I didn't want to have to take a drop. So I'm like, I'm just going to punch it into the fairway if I can. I got a 5-iron and I like super concentrated. It was probably one of the best shots I've ever hit because I hit it perfect. Got it to 100 yards, which is what I was trying to do. And I got up there. From there, I hold it for an eagle. So
oh wow!
I was like,
oh wow!
Holy shit! I was hitting them at the hole at that particular time, so it was working out pretty good. But honestly,
I'm going to break the truth to you. Actually, I have had one hole-in-one in my life, and it was the first time I ever played golf. My head coach talked me into going out and playing. I'd never played before. I went out and played. Little par 3. I think it was
you hit a worm burner and it banged into the freaking flag.
How do you know? No, listen to this. Listen to this. No, so I hit this worm burner and it's going across and hits right by the cart path, hits a rock, and shoots back into the fairway onto the green and went in the hole. I mean, that was it. That was it. And you know, my head coach, he just laughed and laughed. I mean, we still talk about it today. We still talk about it today.
That's pretty funny. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Well, and the guys that have never done it would be pissed at you out there on the course usually.
Oh yeah.
I've seen stuff like that happen with, you know, brand new people. You know, you playing those scrambles or something like that, you know, and it's 6 people, and there's always a guy that never plays or hasn't played. I saw it one time. There was a guy that he made one, and it was like it never got off the ground. It was like this far off the ground, maybe, and just skipped. And he was hitting a driver and shit from like 150 yards. It was crazy, but he made it. I mean, it was crazy, pretty fun stuff. We enjoy it. Sleeping on the couch tonight. Why is he sleeping on the couch? First appearance in the playoffs, and Okie Light gets the Sooners as karma. I agree with this. And I'll tell you, I've got a video that I'm working on, and I've got a column that I've been working on, but I've had to rework it a bunch. I just need to finish the shit and put it out. But, guys, I had toothache issues, and I've been doing some stuff with my car the last couple of days, so I'm working on it, but I'm sorry that it hadn't made it out. But don't think that I didn't freaking pay attention to what Cody said the other day. Don't think that I didn't pay attention to that shit. And I came back at him a little bit in that video, but you'll see. It'll come out. It'll be out. And I've got plenty to say. And you know what the hell I think about Okie freaking Light anyway. He's over there saying that they're a better program and all this shit because they freaking have that commissioner-aided win, you know, in that damn game. Now, again, I'm going to say that you can't make excuses for OU. You absolutely should never have let them be in that position to where they could fuck you, but they did fuck them. That's all there is to it.
Bottom line,
they did fuck them. And what I hate the most about that one is that Yormark said before the season pretty much that he was going to do it. And he tried to do it to Texas a few times. So they booed the shit out of him at the Big 12 championship game. Did you see that? When he came up for the presentation and to give it the presentation of the trophy to Sark and them. And they introduced him and they fucking booed the shit out of Brett Yormark. And Sark's up there doing this. It was awesome.
That's hilarious.
It was pretty, as one time that I was like, way to go, Texas fans. I love it. It would have been better. But I think that they were dead set on not having those two teams play for the championship on their way out.
Yeah, I agree.
Dead set on it. Yeah, they ain't good. Hey, yes. Did you see this one? Did you see this one? Well, we got to find that. Hold on. I'm going to find it right now. Give me 1 second, folks. This is worthy of great stuff, dude. Loved it. Oh, man, it was too good. Let's see, Joe Custic. Trolling old Lincoln. Here we go.
And I think that.
All right, make sure y'all can hear that.
But I will tell you without reservation.
Can you hear that?
Every coach that we talked to was excited. And you know what? The ones that aren't here anymore. and I think that's the part. But I will tell you without reservation, every coach that we talked to was excited. And you know what? The ones that aren't here anymore. and,
it's
take it away, Dart.
Oh,
so you got to accept it or not. This is Oklahoma. I love it. It was like Paul F. didn't want to play Riley's name every time it came up. Didn't want to say, yeah. Paul Feinbaum? I don't think he does. That was funny stuff, though, man. It was so good.
Feinbaum's an idiot.
Yeah. Oh, you don't like Paul Feinbaum?
Yeah.
He's definitely an SEC homer. But I think he trolls people for sure. But he's been kind of trashing Lincoln a little bit at times, and then yeah, it's been pretty good.
I'm not a fan. That some bitch ain't never put a jock strap on.
Fair. That's fair. Yormark but said he was gonna get hosed. He did. He absolutely did.
He was too damn busy in the spelling bee trying to spell football.
Hank, see, that's what I'm talking about. It was so blatant. I mean, we're literally, and the worst part about it is the official was right there looking directly at him. Hell, still caught the ball out of bounds.
I thought it was a great call.
Fuckers. Rap bastards.
Yeah.
Messed up, man.
No, it was a poor call.
Terrible. And I mean, there was other calls that went down too. But look, whatever. Like I said, if he hadn't done that stupid direct snap to a player that hadn't been in over a damn month, if Lebby hadn't called that stupid play, they were about to go up 21-0. It would have been over. Or 24 or whatever it was, because they were at 17 and Sawchuk took off on that run, and then they pull him out and
yeah.
They put Javonte in, and he hadn't been in a month, and he snaps that direct snap, and it was like a hot potato to him. Shit. I don't know what that was about. But in the end, the play calls were the bad part. And I agree. But when you have to, literally, you had Okie Light fans going, no, because he ran out of bounds. He never ran out of bounds. Shut up. Nope. There was none of that kind. And if you have to go there and lie about it, then you know. But and bad calls happen. It's not like that. But those are you can tell it's so blatant that was what was going on. And they'd been talking about it all year. You could see it coming.
Yeah.
They're changing the freaking tiebreaker rules every other couple minutes. It's a good thing it worked out to where it was just us in Oklahoma State, because if it hadn't been for that tiebreaker was going to get kooky.
Hell, it was talked about it at the Big 12 media days.
Yeah, it was.
And shit. Hey, so I saw where somebody posted about Colorado, Kansas. Kansas will kick the shit out of them.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think Colorado's peaking. I mean, I think they've peaked.
Wow.
I could be wrong.
Shit, they haven't even started year 2, Coach. Damn.
I'm telling you, that's just my opinion. just like everybody disagreed with me on the Baylor shit.
No, you weren't wrong about Baylor.
No, that's what I'm saying. But people disagreed on that. He's on his way out the door, unless he really turns out into some big thing. But I just I don't misunderstand me. You know, I like Colorado. I think they can be decent, but again, I just, with the way things are going there, it's like they're stuck in the mud and the wheels are spinning. Yeah. I don't know that they're going to get much better, Jason. So,
well,
I don't know.
I think they got Phil Lodehold in there, which is a good offensive line coach. They did pick up some pieces on that offensive line. If they can keep Shedeur upright, then they got a chance to. They're not going to win the conference by any stretch.
No.
But they have the skill position players. Now, I heard them to lose Dylan Edwards. I think so. But they do have the skill guys. If you can keep Hunter healthy, you've got some good receivers. If you can keep Shedeur upright, then they're going to be dangerous, right? They're going to be dangerous for teams. I don't see them really competing for the Big 12 championship, but I can see them messing it up for somebody else. You
Oh,
win
I
six,
can see that.
but if you win 6 or 7 games this year, it's still progress, right? For a 1-win team a couple years ago.
Sure.
I don't know. We'll see, man. But I wouldn't be that surprised. Listen, when you've got talent, and you know how it is in college, and especially we're not talking about that they're not going up against the SEC defenses or anything like that. They're not.
Right.
So, I mean, don't you think they can beat teams like Tech? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't see them beating Kansas State or Kansas. I don't see them beating Iowa State, teams like that. Utah. But I could see them winning a game here and there that kind of derails somebody's season. I could see that for sure because Shedeur is that good. He's going to be a first-round pick.
Well, they're going to beat North Dakota State.
Well, that's not an easy task.
It's not. No, I know it's not easy, but I mean they should win. I mean, if they're going to have a decent year, they better win that one. Right. Then they got Nebraska. I'm not sure that's going to be an easy one. Colorado State should win that one. Baylor, hell, that's a toss-up in my opinion. UCF.
He said that's a toss-up in my opinion.
Arizona, Cincinnati, they ought to win the Cincinnati game. Texas Tech, I'm not sure that's a win. Utah, I don't think that's a win. Kansas, I don't think that's a win.
It necessarily is, but it's not necessarily. I mean, it's not for sure not.
No, I agree.
I mean, look, everybody thought a lot of freaking Tech last year. What did they do? They went and gagged.
No, and I was one of those. You know, I just had my grandson 2 weeks ago at that Tech camp and got to visit with Joey for quite a while.
Yeah.
And
I like Joey McGuire. I think that, but look, man, at some point you kind of have to go and actually do something, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. And, you know, he brought up some interesting things that we talked about, but, you know, he truly feels, and you know, hell, he should, or he don't need to be there, but he truly feels like they're going to be a lot better this season than they were a year ago. Which, and like I told him, I said, you know, Coach, I really thought y'all were going to be really, really good this last year. You were my dark horse.
You go on the road and freaking lose game 1 at Wyoming, not good.
Yeah, and they've got, you know, they're still changing. They're still changing some cultural stuff in that program. But I don't know. I'm gonna go with him one more time. I think they can be decent this year. They'd be a lot better if they got a nice pick and stabbed all the basketballs. I think they'd get better.
I knew that shit was coming. Old basketball school Tech. It just drives Coach crazy.
HOFSAmerica.com and Lubbock.com.
Yep. He said, you know why they suck? Because they're a basketball school. You say it every freaking time.
It's the truth. Look at all their athletic directors.
Yeah.
Have you seen any football athletic directors there in a while?
Kobe Hockett.
Hell no.
Hockett is. He played with BV.
Yeah, I know. But before that, I mean, they've created a culture for years with the basketball piece.
Yeah, that's true.
And that shit's hard to overcome.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you there. Did we miss I believe we did. Look at there. Sooner Cherry Bear. Your favorite lemon is back. Now I'm a cherry. Yeah, that's a cute little name there, Cherry Bear. Cute
Cherry
little name.
Bear.
Here's your Big 12 preseason poll. Obviously, you've got Utah picked to go number 1, Kansas State, Oklahoma State at number 3, Kansas 4, Arizona 5, Iowa State 6. I think Iowa State is very low here. West Virginia 7, UCF 8. I think they're very low here. Texas Tech, probably about where I think they are. TCU, Colorado, Baylor, BYU, Cincinnati, Houston, Arizona State.
Wow.
So, yeah, I don't know what I think.
Well, I tell you what, I really like Kansas State.
I think Kansas State is the I think that they're the team to beat myself.
I do too. I do too. I think Oklahoma State's down in the,
I think
the
Oklahoma
middle to
State's
lower part
probably
of the
about
pack.
where they got UCF right here, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I say. Middle of the pack, maybe even lower. Hope they get their drunk shaped up, because if they don't have Ollie Gordon, they're in deep shit.
Without Ollie Gordon, they're screwed. And that's the other thing. Cody was talking about how that they're gonna not run the ball as much with him as they did last year. That if that's the case, they're fucked. Because
I agree.
if you think that Alan Bowman is gonna help, ask everybody down there at Taco Tech what they think.
Yepper. Taco Tech.
Hey, what's up there, Jimmy Satterfield, Mars Jams? Thank you for the super chat there, Cherry Bear. Appreciate you. Let's see. What did you have? You're taking who to make it to Arlington? Baylor. Shit. Why?
Shit. Who put that? Who is that?
Benji, the Texas fan. That's weird.
Benji. Hey, Benji, I'll give you my number and we'll call and we'll put $1,000 on that one. Yeah. I'll take out
Tortilla Tech. That was a Tortilla Tech, Taco Tech, whatever you want to call it, folks. It don't really matter. Hey, yeah, actually,
Pink Taco Tech.
Trojan Fights, you asked a question a few minutes ago. I want to answer that before I quit thinking about it. You're asking if we're more excited about Seth Luttrell calling plays than Jeff Lebby. The answer is, oh, yeah. And let me tell you why. Look, first of all, Jeff Lebby, although he was probably in line to be, you keep hearing that he was probably in line to be the Ole Miss head coach, had Lane taken the Auburn gig, but he never called plays before he got to Oklahoma. First off, I'm telling you, Seth Luttrell has a track record of play calling, and he's been better. He's got a better track record.
Yes, he does.
Even at North Texas, which is not an easy place to win, by the way. They were better as it went, the further it went. What's up there, Coach I?
Coach I.
So yeah, I mean, I think do we feel better about him? Yeah, absolutely. I think that he's gonna go in a direction that I think everybody's wanting him to head into. So I do feel it. Yeah, he had a offense with a 3-star and no talent, and they were leading the country in a lot of different areas, and they ran the ball first too, as part of it as well. So he's one of those air raid guys that doesn't just throw the ball all day. He'll run downhill. This is an important thing to do if you're trying to win games in the SEC. Kind of take the air out of the ball a little bit, help your defense out a little bit. You kind of need to be really good running the football. So I'm definitely excited. The more I've watched some of those games that they've had, that he had even there, and then he was really good at North Carolina, Indiana. He was calling good games, I thought, when he was at Arizona. So, I like him. Do some split back stuff and with Sawchuck and Franklin. Yeah.
A little bit of that split back veer.
Yeah, I'm not expecting a lot of that. But
no.
They're going to run a lot of, there's going to be some stretch. I think they'll run some different stuff, and I think you're going to see a lot more stuff with tight ends. And maybe you add certain people at places. I don't know, man. I just don't want to see a bunch of damn jet sweeps that don't have vertical stuff with them. That's all.
Jet sweeps that don't have anything that goes with them.
WVU will be better than OK State. Who's that? What? That ranking is biased. How's Arizona that beat Colorado by a last-minute field goal ranked that high? Arizona, they beat Colorado by a last-minute field goal? I don't know. Chrissy, are you a Colorado fan? They still don't have the trenches. What are we talking about? I mean, they may be better on the offensive line. I don't know what they did defensively, and I don't think that you can really. You think Javonte surprises Oklahoma this season? Okay, I'm going to tell you who's going to play. Taylor Tatum's going to play. They better get it early because Taylor Tatum is going to be that dude that's going to end up in the game, and he's probably not going to give it back. So better hope you don't get hurt this year. Yeah. Arizona did have a better record. They also have probably the best receiver in the country in McMillan and a pretty damn good quarterback in Fafita. So they have a whole new coaching staff, which would be the question that I would have about them. But most of their team came back. They didn't lose much of the offensive line. I like them.
Yeah, I do too. I think they're a little low.
Yeah, I think Arizona, well, I could see them I don't know that they win it, but I think they're definitely in the top four-ish. You could definitely replace Oklahoma State with them, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think, like you said, Oklahoma State goes down to should be at about number 8.
Vegas is about to. Look, you got to realize that Vegas isn't doing that because that's what they think it is necessarily for the win totals. They do it because they know they'll get bets on both sides of it with that number. Which is the same thing with Oklahoma being at 7.5. You got a lot of people that are betting the under on that knuckleheads. But you got a lot of people betting both sides of it. Whatever it is, they know what they're doing as far as setting that line. That has more to do with it than what they actually think they are. Now, do I think that Vegas thinks much of Colorado? Probably not. Probably not. But
yeah,
7-8 wins. I think, that's what we were just saying earlier. I think Coach,
we were just talking,
possibly get 7, maybe 8. If you, I think even if they get bowl eligible, that's progress.
Sure it is.
It's easy to move the goalpost, and they kind of put it on themselves with all the shit that they talk.
They do talk a lot of shit. Yeah. But they have turned it around. Or turning it around.
I got you, Coach. No worries. We'll definitely make that one happen. Yep. Vegas has Texas at 10.5. Taking the under is the easiest money in college football right now. Well, you know how I feel about it there, Sooner Ace. Welcome to the show, by the way. Thank you. Thank you guys, Cut. They better be a little better for sure. Yeah. I don't. Hey, West Virginia. Okay, so I think that looking at these, I'll just tell you, I think that West Virginia is, if they get hot now, Green is going to have to be the guy, and I think he's good. I don't know how good I think he is. In big games, he wasn't. They were better that last year though than a lot of people thought they were going to be. I know they've added some pieces. I like Neil Brown. I know. Hey, Coach, you remember Neil Brown came in there pissed off last year. Remember at the Big 12?
Absolutely.
Last, he was madder than shit.
Yeah, he was pissed. Yeah,
and I think that was probably a good thing. Now, if you've got them now picked to finish 7th, so that's 7 spots better than last year. Of course, there was only 14 teams, but look, they have to find a way to still feel disrespected. But you're going to have to win some big games. And look, I think that they're definitely a team that you better not overlook because they will get your ass. And West Virginia, Morgantown, tough place to win. Tough place to win for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, look, man, we've talked about this a lot. I'm in agreement here. I think that where they are and where they're not when it comes to on the defensive side, even if their offense is somewhere near where it was last year, having lost all the guys that they lost, Their defense, I don't see it. I think a lot has to go well for them to do that, even though they got a trash schedule. Appreciate it, Benji. We're working through these algorithms. Hey, you know algorithms? Come on now. You need your help here, buddy. I don't think Hype Texas is getting well. End well. Yeah. And the hype that they're getting will end well. Yeah. Texas always tend to play the competition and lose games that they should win and blow out. Yeah, look, I mean, all I would say, look, bottom line to me is this. First off, Sark has never won. He's won 10 games once in his 10-year head coaching career. One time. And look, I'll say what I said on the show yesterday morning is that when it came to last year, if you remember going into last year, there was a lot of people talking about that this Sark better get it together because otherwise he wasn't going to last. There was a lot of questions. Nobody thought that when they beat Alabama, all of a sudden, oh, well, he's great and they're developing and they're doing this and they're doing that. But after they lost to Oklahoma, there was some murmurs again. Now, they did go win the conference. You can't, I mean, I'm not going to completely sit here and say that he ain't shit. What I would tell you is that when you lose 11 guys to the draft, no matter who you are, you're probably going to go at least take a step back, a little bit of a step back. And that's it if you were playing in the same conference. Now you're going to the SEC now. You got to go on the road to Michigan. Michigan is still, listen, I don't think Michigan is going to be what they were last year, but I know one thing, they're going to play freaking physical football. Coach, don't you agree?
Yeah, I agree with that. Totally.
They're going to play physical football.
I agree.
So that's not going to be an easy win. Plus, you're in the big house. We'll see.
Yeah.
Then you turn around. I mean, you look, and then you got back-to-backs with Oklahoma, and man, that's tough. Oklahoma, then Georgia. That's going to be tough,
yes, sir.
Because even look, you know what? It's going to be a dogfight, no matter what. Probably not. I don't think you beat Oklahoma, but even if you did, you got to turn around and I mean, now you got Georgia coming in, so good luck with that. But if you lose both of those games, now you can't afford to lose another one, and you still got some games where people are freaking looking at you like, okay.
Yeah.
Florida coming in.
Targets on their chest.
Yeah, they got to go to Arkansas, back to Fayetteville and play in there. That's going to, I mean, Benji was saying it in the stream just a few minutes ago that they're always going to be ready for him there.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Nice.
Hey, but you know something else?
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Jason. No, go ahead.
No, just saying, you know, that's the thing is one thing I know is that you're going to have to, then you've got, not only do you have them, you have Arkansas, Texas A&M, Arkansas A&M, who else is in there? Oh, Kentucky's in that little group there, and Florida. That's how they close out the year. I already think that I think they lose to Texas A&M on the road, right? See, this is gonna be. Hank's been saying this shit for. Are you trying to put it? You keep messing. Go ahead, click it. Which one are you trying to put up there? There, yeah. He's been saying that for weeks. Saying it for weeks. When Vandy gets you're going to be banned. Yeah, I'm sure.
I love it. Hey, and Chris E., that ain't happening, brother. This ain't happening either. Oh, wait a minute. There you go.
I had it.
You got it?
Yeah. Texas beats Georgia. We'll never hear the end of Texas is back. Yeah, that ain't happening. That ain't happening.
No.
And they're not beating Oklahoma either, by the way. They're not beating Oklahoma.
And I tell you what, guys, you know, when you talk about Georgia's pissed. Georgia's pissed about last year.
They should be.
And you know, they should be, exactly.
They should
so be. I tell you what, everybody better get ready for Georgia. You know, they should be anyway, just knowing who they are and what they've done recently. But this year, Shit, get the hell out of the way.
Hey, look at there. There's a Sooner in the chat. There is a Sooner in the chat. You want to?
It's so good to hear from you, brother.
Shoot him. I'm shooting you an invite right now, man. We gotta hear from you.
Get your ass in here, Stephen
Get your ass
Coleman.
in here, even just for a second there. I'm gonna send it to your phone, Steve.
I love it. I love it. Hey, while we're kind of while we're in between things, I was super excited about our quarterback at Notre Dame, Riley Leonard, winning the Air It Out
super
challenge.
Chat real quick, Coach. Read that super chat first.
Oh, okay. Good Tuesday and everything. Hey, Mr. Jason. I love Neilio. You the man, brother. You the man, brother.
You are the man.
Yeah.
What's up there? Steven's getting here. Good to see him in here as well. Sooner, ready to go, rock and roll. Hop in, man. We popped you. I sent you I sent you a link to your phone. You can just jump on right from there, man. Would love to have you for a minute.
Come on,
Georgia
brother.
will smoke Texas. I agree. Go ahead. What were you saying? Continue.
But I was just saying, I was really proud of our quarterback, Riley Leonard, winning that Manning Passing Academy Air It Out challenge. And there were some other pretty good quarterbacks there. And so I think he's healthy and ready to roll. And I still think, guys, that if he's healthy, we're going to be hell on wheels.
Yeah.
Hey, he can do that too, Hank.
He can wipe his own ass.
He can wipe his own ass, and he can wipe your ass too.
I hadn't seen it. Let me look here, Ryman. My bad.
I'm in limit.
We'll talk about possibly 5 teams making it in the playoffs from the SEC. Who would be your 5? Good question. Coach I, what do you think about that? I think if I had to put 5 in there right now, Georgia, obviously, I think Oklahoma. Ole Miss should. But I also think, I don't know what I think about LSU just yet, but I would definitely put them in the mix there. Tennessee. I think Tennessee, I like them. So Bama and Georgia, then Oklahoma, then probably a mix of Tennessee, Ole Miss, LSU. 2 of those 3. They'd be my 3. Could LSU be possibly Texas, but we'll have to see. There he is. Watch, check him out. Hey, there he is, man. Boomer.
Sooner, how y'all doing?
My man.
Good to see you.
What's up, Coach? What's up, Jason? How y'all doing?
What's up, my brother?
Not much, man. Just, excited for this SEC stuff,
Man, I appreciate it.
Y'all going to kick ass and take names, Coleman.
Hope so.
Hey, thank you there. Coach I dropping us a super chat for $5. Appreciate the Hall of Fame fam. Go Dogs. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. I'm gonna I'll be on in the morning. You gonna come on in the morning? I'll be ready. Stephen G, welcome into the show. Neilio, thank you for coming in the super chat there as well. Satterfield, Chris C. Stephen Coleman, our resident Sooner, our boy. What's up, man? How you been?
Yeah, I'm been good, man. Just coaching my tail off and, man, getting ready for this football season. So, yeah, I'm ready. Yes, sir.
You guys been
almost here, isn't it, brother?
Doing a lot of stuff there for the summertime?
Oh, yeah, they're doing summer workouts, trying to get these little guys ready. So, we'll see what happens this fall.
What team you got this year? You have a junior high team or is it a JV?
No, it's still a junior high team.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, still cool. I'm the head coach up there in Irving.
Nice. I like it.
I love it. I love
Coach
it.
Coleman.
Hey, you coaching the Triple I up?
I actually got a couple of plays from Triple I. I actually do this year.
Look at you. That's my man right there.
Yeah, I actually do.
Running the old sniffer eye.
Might as well.
Hey, people don't know how to stop it.
That's true. They didn't stop us that year at all.
No, sir. No, sir.
Some big old boys running that thing though too. You got some big kids. You got some pretty good sized kids.
I got a couple big kids, but got the other kids to work with them though. They pretty small, but get them in the weight room, get in the off seasons, and
little speed.
faster,
Hey man, speed's a good thing.
I know you got speed. I know you got speed.
Out of
Got a
Irving.
couple guys.
Yeah.
Not gonna spill it too much.
But they probably can't outrun you though, can they?
Oh no, they can outrun me now. 10 years ago it'd been different.
Yeah.
I love it.
Man,
we need to get back to Dallas.
Y'all coming for the media days for SEC?
I'm gonna definitely try to be there at least. I don't know if we're gonna have passes for it or not. I don't think we are, but in fact, I'm pretty sure we're not. But I was still thinking about coming up there and doing some content and hanging out with guys and stuff like that. That'd be cool. So,
maybe I'll come there. You know, call me, let me know. I'll drop by.
Hell yeah, for sure.
You know we
for
will.
Sure.
You know,
we'll come invade your house is what we're gonna do.
Come on, we go on this grill, talk football and everything.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So, hey, what's your thoughts? You thinking you're going to be going to any of the games this year, or you?
I'm trying to go to the Alabama game for sure. That's number one. Trying to talk my friends going to the to the LSU game in Baton Rouge. So kind of want to experience that.
Heck yeah, man. We're definitely that one's a definite that I'm going to, but we're working on trying to go to Auburn too to kind of do some work with Coach I and Shoddy and them, because they're going to be obviously Bama and Georgia play that same day. So Oklahoma's got the early game in Auburn. Not that I think I'll be able to make it to the other game too if I go to the OU game, but we're trying to kind of grow this thing where we can travel around and kind of document a lot of that stuff and just kind of the experiences of going on the road, man. But yeah, I'm with you. I think the Baton Rouge thing, we've been kind of thinking on that one since last year. It's just like, man, you got to do it.
Man, I think that's gonna be nuts and crazy. I heard too many stories about Baton Rouge at night, man. So
well, you definitely, if you're coming, you coming with me, because
absolutely, you'll be our bodyguard.
Yeah,
I don't think those fans gonna care for what I heard. I don't think they don't even care.
Yeah, they don't. They don't. Kyle Dupuis lives down there too, so it's good. Hey, what's up there, Jay? Jay from Unfair Sports. What's up, my man?
Hey,
good to see you, bro. And Brinsky, what's up there? B Sharp, good to see you, brother. You guys obviously know Stephen Coleman, former Oklahoma Sooner defensive tackle. He played at the same. He played kind of in between Tommy Harris and Gerald McCoy. Played with them both. Yeah. And was able to carve out some time of his own on that line. So
a little bit of time, because they was hogging all of it.
But hey, man, to be able to get any time with those two cats, they're dogs.
Oh man, probably the two best D tackles I ever played with, man.
Man, I can only imagine. Yeah. Just a different deal. Tell me what you think about what they, obviously did in recruiting this past year and everything with 5 blue chip D-line prospects, bringing them in to continue to look at this recruiting that they're doing. I mean, what are you surprised by all this? They're just kind of doing it on another level, Steven.
To be honest, I'm not surprised because VENMO's always been a good recruiter. Even when he was at Clemson, he was recruiting all the big players. Just trickling down to Oklahoma now. All the assistant coaches getting there now, seeing how he recruits, and they doing the same thing. And Emmett Jones, that's the one that that's one of the big recruiting. Yeah, he's killing it. Yeah, so he's a good addition to the staff.
Doing a great job. Yeah,
absolutely, man. I'll tell you what, Emmett is. Jay talks about it on his show all the time. We're always talking about it as well. Yeah, Jay said he's definitely going to be there too, and he said, "Man, we got to get this guy a raise. We got to get this guy a raise. You just keep on knocking him down." Picking up another big time commit yesterday as well. I mean, it's just that receiver room. It just gets better. The competition is on another level too, and that's what we were talking about this on his show the other night. Is that you're going to have to get used to it as Sooner fans, that some of these kids may not make it for very long because of the fact that there's just not enough room, man. He's recruiting people to take your spot.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
that's a great problem. Yep.
That's the way it has to be. It's the way it has to be. If you're trying to win a national championship, that's the way it has to be. So I love it, man.
Yeah, we'll see how the season goes, man. I'm excited.
Well, and Stephen, you're gonna be interested to hear Coach say this, but because I'm not an OU fan, but
it reminds us often.
but I will tell you this: I truly believe, and I also saw a question from somebody here asking about what I thought about OU Texas this year in the conference. And I truly believe OU is going to have a better year than Texas. And I see OU in the 12-team playoff. I really do. So coming from a guy that's not a huge fan of the Sooners, I just think they're doing a hell of a job recruiting. Defense to me is going to be, and I know offense, y'all are bringing in some good guys, but I think defense is really upgraded and going to be extremely good this year. And so I see people that, talking about OU's not going to do this, not going to do that. Texas schedule is easy, which that's a fact. That's a fact. They have an easy schedule, but they're still going to get their ass beat, and you guys are going to have a great year.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's a lot of hype with Texas going to the SEC. They acting like Texas about to win the SEC next year. It's nuts.
Well, and that's, the difference is, I mean, man, when is it not hyped about Texas, though? Every year. They ain't done shit in forever until this past year they finally do something. But, I mean, come on. Now, all these years, they've been recruiting fine for a long time. This isn't new. What I mean?
New. Hey, even they did have a good season last year, but who they lost to?
Facts.
Yeah.
Let's just say
absolutely.
Look, and that's the thing. You lost 11 draft picks, and you couldn't beat them with those guys. Bunch of first round, second round kids, and you didn't beat Oklahoma with them. Now you're going to beat them without them when you've got more returning production on the defensive side. And I mean, you couldn't even get a yard on that defense last year. And they got better on that side. So,
a lot better.
Yeah, I remember that goal line stuff we had, man. That was awesome.
That was big time. That was big time.
I think, brother. I think that's the last time we had you on the show, man. We definitely need to have you more often, man. No doubt.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I love to be on here and talk to y'all, especially my coach, man.
Yeah, man. I love it.
Love my man.
Yes, sir.
See, so have you so you thinking you're going to go to the Bama game for sure, and then LSU as well on the road. So try to get down there for the road game. I love it, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to work at the LSU game. Trying to get a couple of guys come with me, but we'll see what happens.
So what days do you have? Does your team play on like Thursdays and stuff, or they do Saturday games too, or what?
Our 7th grade play on Mondays, and our 8th grade plays on Tuesdays.
Nice. There you go.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Even better. Heck yeah. I love it. Well, cool, man. Yeah, so somebody asked a question in here. If there was 5 teams, they're talking about 5 teams getting in from the SEC. What would be your picks for the playoff in this expanded playoff? And what do you think about the playoff?
Ooh, 5 teams? Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, man, that's tough.
I think it's more like 4.
Let's say Georgia, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a lot of Ole Miss hype, so I don't know. Maybe Lane Kiffin will get them there.
He's got to win at some point, huh? Doesn't he?
Yeah, he got to win some point.
He got to win a big game sooner or later there, Lane.
Yeah, of course, I'm going with my team, of course, Oklahoma. And let me give a dark horse. Maybe I'm going to go with Kentucky, just for the heck of it.
Kentucky.
Yeah, why not?
Not a bad dark horse though.
Yeah, not at all.
Schmitty season, he says. Do you have any Schmitty stories?
I got too many, man.
Yeah,
give us forget some of them.
Summer Schmitty story.
Let's see.
You wear y'all asses out in the summertime, huh?
Some workouts was horrible, man. Like I'm looking back right now. I don't know how I made those workouts at all. I don't know how I made it. Let's see a good.
You hear that from all of them too. Every one of the players say that. Just like that first, especially that first year, like what the hell?
Yes.
Even coming in prepared, they wouldn't be ready.
Oh, like I was definitely shocked when I came in OU. It was crazy.
Coach I trying to just start some shit.
Yeah. Texas ain't gonna be there. They're not gonna make it.
I mean, I respect them,
you got them
but
at 8-4, bro. Come on.
Texas at 84.
I got them at 8-4. I got them at 8-4. I'll tell you
Yeah.
what. I think they lose. They may not lose the Michigan game, but I could see them definitely losing. They're not going to beat Georgia. They're not going to beat OU. And then I think that A&M probably gets them. It's in College Station this time. I think they got a lot of depth there, and I think that they're going to be okay. I think Mike Elko is probably going to find a way to get that one done, especially in College Station. And then I think one of these three games, either Arkansas, Florida, or Kentucky, will get them.
Where do they play Florida? At Texas or at Florida?
It's in Texas. It's in Texas. But here's the thing: if by then Billy's still around, you never know what they may have. And I think that they're better than what people think they are. They got a rough schedule. They may not be in a good shape at that point. But I'm telling you, that Arkansas game is on the road. And then Kentucky, Stoops isn't going to have any love lost for Texas.
You already know that. None of them Stoops brothers got love for Texas. You already know that.
There you go. So I think that, again, that adds up to 4 right there. I got other people who have been saying 7-5, but I've got them 8-4 because I just don't think that you can get rid of that many guys off of your defense. They already weren't good in the secondary. They lost Tavondre Sweat and Brian Murphy, and they lost Bo Davis. And I think that that's a problem. They hadn't really been able to build back up on that D-line. They've got some transfer guys, but where's the development going to be?
As good as their offense were last year, their defense was better. Like, I feel like the defense carried them all last year, and I still don't trust Quinn Ewers at all. He's gonna make some type of mistake. Remind me of Tony Romo. Just gonna make some type of mistake sometime in the game.
Just a Cowboys fan to say it. I love it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, just being honest.
No, you're not wrong. And on top of that, you don't know how long he's going to be healthy. He hadn't made it through a season yet.
Yeah.
He hasn't. So, to me, if you end up having to go to Arch, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. It's probably not a great thing, though. He's brand new, too.
They keep saying he's the man, so we're going to see soon.
Let's see the man.
He's a man-ing.
Let's see the man.
I don't know, man.
Yes, indeed.
I want to see him. I want to see him.
I want to.
I want to see him shit down his leg.
I think he'll be.
The Manning.
I think he got that Manning gene, so I don't think he'll do that.
They're a lot better in the NFL than they are in college. We'll put it to you that way. So I don't know, man. I just think that I could see some things going down that I think a lot of things would have to go. I'm with you. I think that their offense it wasn't what carried them. I mean, they had a good enough offense to win with. They got away with some games. The Houston game they got away with. They got away with the TCU game. I mean, there was a couple of times that they kind of slid by. The Kansas State game, if it weren't for Will Howard pissing down his leg every 5 seconds, they'd have won that one.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not going to be like that in the SEC at all, man.
Nah, it's not going to be like that.
At all.
They definitely have the easier schedule. They don't have to play. Where we're playing Ole Miss and Mizzou, which they were top 25 10-win plus teams last year. They're getting Mississippi State and Kentucky and Florida and Vandy.
Yeah.
We got Alabama.
Puffs. They got the cream puff schedule, man.
Yeah, they did.
As I said, I think you got Georgia and Alabama. I think they're going to probably make it again. Oklahoma will make it, and if there was 5, it would be either. It would be 2 out of the 3 between probably LSU, Ole Miss, maybe Missouri because of their schedule. I don't. Missouri's kind of talked themselves into an ass whipping from OU, but I think that their schedule says that they should not lose a ton of them.
Hey, LSU ain't making it. Hey, Brian Kelly will pitch down his leg.
I don't doubt that, but they're so much more talented there, man. They just churn those kids out for some reason.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, they will not. You what?
How many teams from the Big Ten y'all think is gonna make it?
I don't believe that it's going to be 5 out of the SEC, number one. I think you're going to get probably 7 between the 2 conferences.
3 or 4.
4 coming from the SEC, more than likely. Maybe 4 coming from the Big Ten, depending on what. A lot of these power rankings and stuff, they've got USC doing something. I don't.
What? USC?
But, yeah, I don't know why, but they like them in these power rankings for whatever reason.
The most overrated team with the most overrated coach. No.
Yeah,
well,
no.
after we hand them another ass whipping like we did last year, everybody will forget USC.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that too, Coach. I'm glad they
did that again. I'd love to see it too. We're still trying to get the professor to come on here. The not professor from High Top, but the CFB professor. He's got that. His power rankings they've been better than the FPI from ESPN for about 5 years. So I want to get him on to talk to him about why he thinks, but he's got USC going 12-0. I don't understand.
Oh, geez.
I don't understand it. But that's what his model is telling him. So I have a hard time with that. That means that they're going to beat Michigan. They're going to beat Notre Dame. They're going to beat LSU. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I just have a hard. Now, they don't play a lot of great teams, but Penn State at home. I mean, Penn State chokes whenever it's a big game, but they should be. Hell, I've watched Lincoln lose to worse teams. I just, you know what I mean? I watched Lincoln lose to worse. But he said it's not happening at home, Coach. You heard it here first. Hey, hold on.
We'll see. We'll see. just pencil it in. The ass whipping is coming.
Hey, y'all gonna be tired of Lincoln Riley real soon. Trust me.
Yeah, won't be long.
It won't be long.
I think here's the thing, guys. How long have they been seeing this shit and they still hadn't figured it out?
Well, here's the thing, though. One thing I'd say about the fans. What are you going to do if you're going into the season? They ain't played a damn game yet. You're hoping like hell that maybe it's not what these Oklahoma fans say. We've seen this movie enough that we know the truth. And I think it's starting to become clear that they keep hemorrhaging guys. I don't know how you can possibly win like this.
Guys leave every day. Guys are leaving every day.
I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be hard for him. The depth-wise in the Big Ten. Josh Pate said it on his show Sunday. That he said, look, to me, I feel like if what I think could happens, it's going to be really hard because then you're really not going to land these recruits. You know, however many they hold on to. And right now they're having a hard time even holding commitments, much less getting a signature, you know. At the end of it, you go out there and go 7-5 or 8-4. What are you going to do then? Then you just got to be portal crazy again. That's not going to work. But I don't buy this shit that they're having really issues with the NIL. I can't imagine paying a coach $100 million. You still owe him at minimum 80, I think. And you're not going to give him the money he needs to get these kids. It doesn't make sense to me. But you've got to draw a wall around your state and stop letting everybody come and get all your California players. And I mean, OU's getting them out of there.
I mean, they just seen the writing on the wall with USC. That's all I can say.
Yeah. I think he's pissed them off the same way he kind of did that in Oklahoma. He wasn't getting the Oklahoma kids. That's why Okie Light got good. That's why Okie Light got good towards the end.
Yeah, he messed up a lot of Oklahoma relationships because he didn't want to recruit any Oklahoma kids. And there's some good kids in Oklahoma, like some good athletes.
Hey, man.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes. And
he
burned that bridge. Yeah.
God, the guys that they're getting and the guys that they got coming in this class, unbelievably good.
Man, all four stars. It's crazy.
The flip talk is over. I keep hearing that too. Yeah, listen, whatever. Nothing's over until this season is over, though, Trojan Fight. That's the thing. I mean, I don't know. I think if you're smart, Denton Lynn is maybe that guy. But you think he's going to stay around for very long with Lincoln being in charge? I don't. Because if they're not, you have to run an offense that's going to, be kind of the same thing. Can we say thank you for USC taking them off our hands?
Yes, we can.
Every day. Every day. I've been
Hell
thinking about
yeah.
it for a while. Thank you, Lord.
Yes,
They
please,
would not have
thank
been, Oklahoma would not have been ready for the SEC whatsoever.
No.
you. Yeah, I would have been real nervous if he was still here. Real nervous.
Got to play defense, man.
Yeah.
I don't think that the SEC's defenses are as strong as they've been in the past. I think a few of them are, but I don't think it as a whole they're not. But it's still going to be. This is where all the big boys are on the lines. You've got to be that kind of team too. When you go, they're winning in the trenches right now, getting these guys. You know, you get Stoney and you got Jaden Jackson, and then you're able to go get Dominic Williams from TCU. That's a big get right there.
Big.
Texas was after him. LSU was after him. SC was after him. Mizzou was after him. That was huge. The NIL's working in Norman, and they're building relationships. And that's what you have to do. I think in this era, it's more important to have a relationship building coach and program.
Yeah.
It's as important as having the NIL money. You have to have it. If you don't, it's not going to work.
Not at all.
Agreed. Well, and again, Jason, you know we've talked about this many times, but BV is doing a great job of recruiting, and we're doing the same thing in Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman is. I mean, those two guys are very complimentary of how they're recruiting. They're bringing in great players, and one of the areas I think that OU has really improved, that they are going to be able to compete in the SEC, is in the trenches. I think they've done a good job in the trenches of bringing in some kids because let's face it, in the SEC, you better have some depth in the line of at the line of scrimmage. Because if you don't, they're going to, you can't withstand an SEC schedule with no depth in the trenches. And that's where I think y'all have improved. But I see a lot of correlation with the Fighting Irish and OU and their coaches and their recruiting.
Yeah.
And just to Trojan Fight, I'll say this as friendly as possible. They weren't taking into consideration what they had in the portal. That magazine from Athlon came out a while ago now. They had to print it, and they've got more starts on the offensive line. They have to gel together. I understand that. But they have the best offensive line coach in the country. They have more starts on the O-line than Texas, Georgia, or Ohio State.
Look, they got one, so we'll see.
I mean, look, and the depth that they've had there, people don't talk about this a lot, but there's kids that are either true sophomores or redshirt freshmen right now that are really working towards getting that job. They're working towards those spots. Fabici Wiwu that came out of North Texas, he was a freshman All-American. That dude's a dog at the guard position. Michael Tarquin, now that he's away from SC and the yoga instructor, he can go back to being a big boy and being good like he was at Florida. I'm just telling you. And Jacob Sexton is a man, straight up.
Yeah, he just got to stay healthy. That's his only thing.
He's got to stay healthy. Look at what he did when he played against that All-American from Florida State 2 years ago. As a true freshman, he kicked his ass until he got hurt. He was kicking his ass. So, look, man, all I know is this. Tyler Guyton was a freaking defensive tackle that wasn't playing at all at TCU, and he started immediately when he got to Oklahoma.
And became a first-round pick.
And became a first-round pick the next year.
Yeah.
BB knows what he's doing. I'm not worried about this freaking offense. I'm sorry, I'm not. It just doesn't worry me at all. It's Oklahoma, man. They're going to play offense. They'll be fine. They've got the best receiving room outside of maybe Ohio State. The running backs, Taylor Tatum, I'm telling you guys, get ready. Taylor Tatum is going to be that dude.
Some depth on that running back. I ain't going to lie.
There is. There's a lot of.
You got, what's the other kid? Caleb Hicks. I've been hearing big stuff about him. Of course, you got Barnes is still there. And
yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be some depth.
If Javonte can stay healthy and get his kind of his confidence back, I think there's a good chance of that. But I just think that Tatum is a different cat, though.
Yeah.
You watch when you see his film and you just see these angles disappear, and he's got that long stride too. You know, I mean, you played at the same time as Adrian Peterson. You've seen it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying he's Adrian Peterson by any stretch, but McQuistion says that he compares him to Joe Mixon a lot, which that's
not bad company.
No,
not at all.
no.
Hey, I'm gonna step out for just a second, Jace.
Okay, Coach.
Hey, Coach, I'm on. I gotta go back to my kids, man. I appreciate y'all having me on. Yeah, I gotta go, man.
I love you, my brother.
Steven, thanks for coming in, my
too.
man. Hey, I'll get a hold of you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
we'll link up again.
Heck yeah, man.
Love you, man.
Love you too.
Good to see you.
Bye-bye.
We'll talk to you soon.
And I'll be right back, Jason.
Go ahead, Coach. Says playing SEC. All right, hold on, Scott V. What are we talking about here? Depth on the lines is the key to winning. But if you were in trouble before adding Williams, then one guy. Who said they were in trouble before adding Williams? Who said they were in trouble? They weren't. They weren't in trouble. They've been developing other guys other than that before he got there. DeJoun Terry, you've got Terry, G Baby, Ashton Sanders over there as well. He's a true sophomore. He's made big steps towards it. Look, they're 6 deep in there. They're 6 deep in there. And you can say whatever about the freshmen. But also, we're talking about these are different kind of freshmen, man. The number 1 rated defensive tackle in the country, and then Jaden Jackson, who was so farly underrated. He was terribly underrated. Dude's a monster. They're going to be fine, but they're not expecting him to start. That's not the thing. I like DJ Terry a lot. No, I like him. I like where they are. I mean, look, man, Todd Bates, he's yet to coach a guy that didn't make off conference at least once on the D-line. So I like where they are on that. I love where they are at their on the edges. Good position to be there. Yeah, and with Terry, you're saying you like Terry, he's solid. Well, then you got, Dominic Williams he's an SEC type defensive tackle too. Those guys can start off there, and then you've got some guys that they haven't had a ton of experience or a lot of playing time, but as far as snaps are concerned, but I do think that they're ready to. Well, we'll see what happens there, Chopping. 6 deep in those, it's getting better. I think they got a lot more depth than a lot of teams in the SEC right now, for sure. But again, this is year 3 under Venables' system, and they're recruiting like crazy. Their secondaries looks better all the time. Their linebackers are good. I think the biggest thing for the defense to me is that they're coming back with a lot of returning leadership in Billy Bowman, Danny Stutzman, Ethan Downs, another big time edge guy. He stepped up big last year. He was huge. But you've got some younger kids that are, PJ ought to be making it. It's a 5-star that came in last year. It ought to be really good. Yeah, it was cool to have Steven in here, man. I love having him in here. He's a good dude. Okay. But everybody's wrong about SC though, right? We'll see. Look, you're replacing the 5 guys that were, starters for most of the year, or started as starters. Sexton was actually starting at guard. He can move in and out. I'm telling you, you can think what you want. They really they don't have to be the number 1 offensive line in that league if they play really good defense. And they should be managed. They're going to be good. I think they're going to be fine. They got the best defense or offensive line coach in the country. They'll be fine. But it is what it is. I understand that not everybody agrees and believes in it. I get it. That's fine. Keep sleeping. Hope that everybody has a happy 4th of July weekend coming up. Be safe, and every day that goes by is another day closer to college football season. You ain't wrong, Timothy. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. I want to see the size of step downs. Yeah. Man, he took a huge one last year, didn't he? Took a huge one last year. Hey, man, I'm eating crow over that one for sure. Me and Chris both. Why does OU get the hate due to replacing O-line, but Texas doesn't get the hate replacing their D-line? It's a great question. It's a great question. Look, I was telling you about watching High Top last night, and they want them, and if you watched SEC, Mike was on with the Sooner Scoop guys yesterday. And they always want to freaking prop up Texas and what they are. And you can look at what they did last year, and they think that translates, but it doesn't translate that Oklahoma kept a lot of their guys. We're talking about starts. As far as starters are concerned on the offensive line, okay. But they have more starts. They added the best center in the country from SMU that was in the portal, best number 1 center in the portal. They added Fabichi Wiwu, who was a freshman All-American interior offensive line. He's a dog. You've got Sexton that could play either or. He's probably going to end up playing left tackle. You've got Tarquin that can play right tackle or guard. I mean, Joshua Bates. You've got Hito Zaida. These are young kids that you don't know who they are, but that doesn't mean they're not getting better. And then you've got Brown from Michigan State, who, according to everything that we're hearing, is that he's finally picking it up, and they're starting to get it together. We're going to find out. That's definitely not a lie. That's definitely not a lie. Look. Well, and they definitely have that. Well, okay. Yeah, the right skill players. So go take a look at that receiver room. And I mean, they added big there. Dion Burks is going to be that dude. We saw it in the spring game. He's a stud. Chicken was talking about him. He saw a Purdue game last year in person. He was like, man, this is the only guy they had.
Yeah, that's true.
Only guy they had. And then, you got Nick Six. And, hey, listen, I like Gibson. I think Jaden Gibson's going to come out and be a dog. He's pissed off that nobody's really talking about him as one of the breakout guys on that receiver room.
But y'all got one of the top 10 receiver rooms in the country.
It's the top 3 according to most of them. It should be. I mean, good.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you got a hell of a room.
Yeah, and I mean, look, you've got a guy like Jackson that can get the ball out. He's mobile enough. He can throw the ball downfield. I think he's going to be fine. He doesn't have a hard time seeing over the damn offensive line himself. I think it's going to be a good deal. We're going to see a lot of things out of this team that, look, I'm actually glad that a lot of people are looking at Oklahoma and saying they're not going to get it done. Because the more you talk shit, the more that they hear it. That's for sure. And there's no doubt about it. I mean, they do hear it. We were talking to Mike Boganowski Sr. last week, and he was saying, yeah, they hear it. They've heard a lot of it, and they're probably tired of hearing it at this point. But I've seen it everywhere. I like it.
Hey, Jason. Hey, Jason.
What's up, Coach?
Thanks for bringing my boy Stephen G on.
Man,
I love that kid.
Love that guy too, man.
Call him a kid. Hell, he's a grown man.
He's a big old dude. He's a big old dude. Man, it was a lot of fun seeing him last year too. And so yeah, Stephen Coleman, former Sooner. Yeah, Burke's a dude. Yeah, listen, I don't know. Let them sleep. Yeah, I'm with you, man. But I do think that more people are paying attention, and you can look. Phil Steele, okay, fine. What are they looking at there? Because in the end, if you've got that many starts, you have more starts than all these big time teams on their offensive line, and you have the coach that's got more guys at the NFL than any other offensive line coach in the country right now, period. I mean, again, that's not the side of the football I worry about. It's not. And I really don't worry that much about the defense. It's just been so long since we've seen it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's been so long since we've seen it.
And I'm the opposite, buddy. I'm worried about our offensive side.
Well,
wow.
That's the side that you've had to wait on, right? That's the side you've had to wait on. It's been the question mark.
Yeah, we've had players, but we've sucked.
Yeah. But I mean, Oklahoma's had a coach that look, they've kind of been shaky on the offensive line. They haven't known exactly who their mix was going to be. I mean, really, for the last 3 or 4 years, this isn't that new. I think it's more critical, obviously, in the SEC. I get that. But I don't know, man. Like I said, I feel like this is the kind of guy that's going to go in there and get it done. They've got the right guys coming in. Like, I don't think that they have to be top 5 on the offense again. I don't. In fact, I think it probably wouldn't hurt them. If their defense is going to be that good, it probably wouldn't hurt for Oklahoma to take a step back on offensive production and not be so quick to score. Take some time off the clock more. Run the ball. You know. Let's keep that clock moving a little bit. Keep your defense off the field a little bit. Can't hurt.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I guarantee you, Hank hit the nail on the head here. Ain't nobody sleeping on OU as far as teams they're playing.
Yeah.
I
would say that too. NFL running back off to the NFL is a big loss. They got a lot of running backs there.
Trojan fight. Wake up and smell the coffee, brother. We got a loaded running back room.
What could be seen as trap games for you two teams? I don't know about trap games. I think you've got a week off before the Red River game, after the Auburn game, so I wouldn't really call that a trap game. I guess. I mean, I don't know. Do you call a trap game against a team? Is it a trap game if they're a top 25 team? I mean, I don't know. Coach, you had said, who did you say before that you thought was a trap game? Georgia Tech was that trap game for you guys?
Yeah.
I think, I don't know. I think that they have the schedule that every game is a tough game for Oklahoma. So it's, you know, I don't know that I would really say I see a bunch of trap games. I see a bunch of games that you could lose if you're not on your game.
Well, and you know this, Shotty, our schedule this year looks like Oklahoma's looked like last year.
Right.
We have a weak schedule. Obviously, the A&M game is a big one for us, and then we'll see how Louisville. People say Louisville again. They beat us last year, but I don't think that one's going to sneak up on us again this year. And so I think other than and then we got Florida State. We'll see how good they're going to be. And obviously USC at the end of the year. But to me, the biggest trap game on our schedule is Georgia Tech.
Just because of where it is. And they're good too.
They got a good football team.
They've added some talent. They've gotten better.
They've got a good football team. They're doing a pretty darn good job.
You clearly can't overlook them for sure,
No.
Yeah. I think looking at Oklahoma, I guess if you're looking at, obviously I might worry about Tulane a little bit if Willie was still there, because this would be what, year 4 or 5 for him at Tulane if he wasn't going to Houston. I don't think that that's going to necessarily be the case when the fact that, yeah, I mean, you don't really have time to screw around with that. You need to win that game. Don't play with your food. But I still, to me, I'm more concerned with Tennessee and Bama than I am with Missouri and Ole Miss. South Carolina, I guess, if you look at that one, could be a bit trappy with it. I mean, they've got a young quarterback, first-time starter too, but he's a stud. So you've got, that's the week before the Ole Miss game on the road. You do get them at home, but if you mess around there, you could end up in a dogfight that you don't really want to be in. So again, don't play with your food. And that's also the game after the Texas game for Oklahoma. Now, it's not the same as it is for Texas. They got to play Georgia. But, the week after that, you got South Carolina at home. The hope is that you could get a win there. But I think I guess I would qualify that as a trap game area. South Carolina, I guess.
What about, Shotty, you asked the question, what about Georgia? What's y'all's trap game?
Yeah, that's a good question. Where's Georgia's trap game? You go down there to Nolens in week 2 there, Neilio?
Nolens. I like it, Neilio.
Yeah, Tulane. Tennessee might have the best line. Oh, you will play all year. Yeah, I think so too. Ole Miss is a trap game for you there, Shawty? Let's see, because it's after the cocktail party. That makes sense. After the cocktail party and before Tennessee. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I can see that because it's after the cocktail party.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I sure want to see that Georgia-Alabama game.
Yeah. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good game. I think that Alabama's a problem.
I got to see it. I got to see it first. And I know he's a hell of a coach.
I think a lot of it has to do with, is Jalen Milroe going to be a better passer?
Right.
Because I don't think he's a great passer. I think he's a great athlete. I think he's an unbelievable athlete.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I tell you what,
come in there and turn him into a 60% passer right now, or 70% around 60.
And that's my biggest question mark too. Yeah, that's my biggest question mark. I tell you what, and again, guys, I'm gonna say it again. I'm beating a dead horse here, but if you're playing Georgia, you better get the hell out of the way. Yeah. Jesus Christ, they're pissed. Hell, I'm pissed for them.
Well, and I mean, look, I think that when it comes to Georgia, there's a bit of a mental block there for old Kirby when it came to playing against Saban.
Yeah,
they're not playing against Saban. And my other thing is that the question, obviously, for Bama, even if they are much better on offense, which they probably will be, even just by scheme, they're probably going to be really good, right? Better on offense than they were under Tommy Rees. But their secondary is a little bit of a question. You lose Caleb Downs, you know, the secondary player in the country. You lose him. I mean, you've got some guys that are coming in there, but you got a new coordinator. They like him, but again, I think you have to see that. My question would probably be more defense than it is offense. And then, but I don't know what Milroe can do. If you're not, I think he's got to be better. I think he's got to be better.
Alabama Texas
is absolutely a problem. I agree with that, Shotty. I agree with that.
He does have I agree. But he's got a rocket arm, but you got to be able to hit the broadside of a barn. And he hadn't proven to do that at this point.
He threw that one ball that he threw in the Auburn game was on the money, and it was.
But I'm talking about consistently. Consistently.
Yeah. He said, "With Milroe just a few steps better than overthrow Joe Milton, just better players around him." No, I agree. Look, I think that he's got the guys around him that it could help him, and I think he's a better athlete than Joe Milton by a lot. I mean, look, we don't know what. One thing I would say is that you can't try to fit a square peg into a round hole, and the best coaches know that. Find him a way that works for him.
Yeah.
If you love Jalen Milroe, you find him a way that works for him.
I know what I'd be doing with him. I'd
Run
be
the
running a
shit
lot
out
of I'd be running a lot of play action and sprint out passing game.
Yeah, me too. Yep. Speed option, things like that,
Yep.
to where you can kind of drop back. I love stuff like that.
Yep.
I love the speed option.
I do too. Loaded option with him.
Yeah. And they've
Quarterback
got a good
loaded
offensive
option.
line. I mean, the thing is they've got guys for that offensive line, no doubt, at Bama. Will he finally not be Milton? Yeah. Yeah, he said I grew up with his eye on the stuff. Down at Katy. Once said Milroe's arm would be one day become lethal. We'll see. He's definitely got a rocket arm, man. He's got a he can get his accuracy, and I think they're messing with his motion a little bit, maybe to help him with that a little bit. We'll see. That's tough to change when you're this age.
I ain't buying that one.
It's tough, right?
Buy or sell, I'll sell it. I ain't buying it.
Well, here's what I would say though. He's not the only quarterback in the room.
Oh.
They brought somebody with them that they really like. So either he'll get it or he won't, because it won't take long for the fans to turn on him. They're loving on him right now. And rightfully so. He did. I mean, he took them to the playoff last year. You can't say that much. He did go to the playoff with them last year. So if you expect for them to improve from one year to the next, which I think you should, then if he's better, then that'll be good. If he's comfortable, I don't know that he's a pocket passer for sure.
He's not. That's why you run. That's why you run those other things with him, so he can sprint out and throw the ball.
He said you're running the spread version of the wing tee with him?
Wing tee, baby.
I like the wing tee.
Oh, wing tee is
it's a different ass off.
People don't know how to run the wing tee.
Don't know how to run it. Don't know how to stop that son of a bitch.
Hey, they don't even know what the damn spinner is.
Wild, right?
Yeah.
It's rare that you see that damn thing, though. Rare that you see that offense.
I coached with a guy at Midwestern State University that was he was one of the gurus of the wing tee, and I'd tell you what, I learned so much just listening to him. It was incredible, and it's a very deceptive offense.
Yeah, it is. It is. Was it Dollar that was running it here in New Mexico before he got to?
Probably.
Seems like he was at like Tularosa before he went to Alamogordo or something.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I could.
Sounds like Dollar.
Yeah. I knew that shit was coming. Never mind. Sorry, Coach.
Yeah. Thanks, brother.
I was just trying to remember somebody that ran that shit because I hadn't seen it very often.
You're killing me. I gotta go.
Coach,
you know I'm kidding you, man.
That guy gagged it up. I mean, you gave him a bunch of players and he pissed down his leg with them too.
Ain't no shit.
Penn State had a really pretty lethal tee with Singleton and Allen. Yeah. It was a long time ago, man. I hadn't seen that offense in a long time run like it should be run, but I like that. It's a good idea. Are they going to have it on NCAA on College Football 25?
Hell no.
I can get in there and run that. They might. They got the triple option for sure. Let's see. Very first job after graduating was down in Northwest Houston. Went to watch a then co-worker's son play for Aldine Westfield, and their coach was the one-time father of the Wishbone. Really?
Oh,
Dang. There's a spread version. He is perfect for it.
he is. You're exactly right.
Here's a spread
That's
version of
where
the
he
wing
would
tee.
thrive.
What does it look like? What does it look like? I can't even kind of imagine. They throw a lot out of it, I guess. Huh?
It's
A lot of sprint outs and shit.
They can do both out of it pretty successfully.
Yeah. Huh. I'm gonna have to check it out. Where do you finding this there, Shotty? I gotta see this. It's pretty cool. Folks, if you haven't hit that like button, why? Why not? Got to make sure you get in there, hit the like button, share us with your friends, make sure you get us out there. I'll be back on the show in the morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. I think we're going to have Coach I in here, obviously, the day before 4th of July tomorrow. So, yeah, still celebrating some. Hey, man, excited about, hey, man, I'm still excited about this SEC thing. It's cool that it's finally here. Stat guy had actually called in yesterday morning. He was like, man, it seems like it's been forever, doesn't it? And I was like, dude, it does actually. Because I mean, when they announced it a couple years ago, and we were hoping that it wasn't going to take that long, but it did. And they're even a year earlier than what they really were saying they were going to be. But it's still, man, it's been a long time coming. So I guess it's a good thing when you think about it, because you got 2 years to kind of build up the program into what you have as far as recruits are concerned, because Lincoln was right. He couldn't recruit to Norman. He can't recruit to SC either, but he couldn't recruit to Norman. So it's good that Venables is here. I'm excited about it. Yeah, I'm good. Glad to see you anytime, Neilio. Appreciate it.
Elio, you're a good man.
Offense at Louisville ran with Jackson would work. Hey, man, I'll tell you what. Hey, you're probably going to see some of that this year from Arkansas too, because Taylor Green can run. He's a strider, man. Big kid, can run it. I like him. Bishop Frank, big salute back to you. Barbershop fam, Jason and Coach Royball. Appreciate it. Yeah, guys, get in there and check out our official merch store, hofmedia.us/pod-merch. Get your horns down gear while you can, because it's for a limited time. Then
Somebody needs to go on in there and buy a "I don't give a shit" t-shirt.
There you go. Gotta do it. Gotta do it. I have a couple of designs that I need to upload as soon as we're done. So if it's not, it may not be. I think it is though. Let me look real quick. Pretty sure it is. Make sure though. But you've definitely got, we got a lot of stuff in there. Look into Air Raid Wing T. Okay, I will. I'll have to check that.
And they actually have a version of that, like on American football. They have some of that on there too. They're showing the wing T passing game out of the spread.
Is it on YouTube or what?
Using the spread. Yeah, no. I'll send you this link.
Okay.
It's pretty good stuff though.
I like it. Wing T in the spread offense. Yeah, there's a bunch on here. That's cool. HOFmedia.us/pod-merch there. It's dash merch. We'll try that. Let me I'll just copy here. I'll put it in there again. HOFmedia.us/pod-merch.
Oh, I love it.
Appreciate you there. Oh, I screwed it up though too. Anyway, pod-merch. You see it up above me as well. So get in there, jump in there and get that stuff as well. Hey, if you haven't tried out the Mint Mobile, I don't know what you're waiting on, man. 3 months at $45, unlimited talk, text, and data on the nation's largest 5G network. Please think take a look at that. Hey man, at $15 a month, unlimited talk, text, and data. I switched over all of it. You get to keep your same phone for that 3-month period. You can get, it's a digital eSIM card. You would actually have a second line. That way you can kind of test it against the other one. It's a great way to go. Look, I'm saving almost $2,000 or almost $1,700 for the 2 phones that I have right now over the years. So it's a big deal. Jump in there and check that out. Hey, think about becoming a member of the Hall of Fame Mafia family. It's a channel membership. Obviously, you jump into at CFB-pod. Then you can do this. It's right next to the like button, as a matter of fact, for the join. So get in there, join that as well.
Both. Hit them both.
As low as $2.99 a month, you can get in there and get into our Discord. Again, we're going to jump off here in just a second, and I will have that column finished up for sure for the morning. And I do have a video that's going to be coming with it. So definitely have to finish up that video part, but I will have that column done and ready for you guys in the morning to check that all out. But get your hats now. Yeah, your horns down hats are going to be up there for about another week. That's about it. So jump in there and get your horns down hat. You got some other ones in there too. Actually, we added one of the ones that I just added to that I really liked was let me get the products here. We just did for the SEC. I'm trying to kind of think of some different designs. I've got one that says Boomer just means more, obviously alluding to the SEC move. We do have that competitive depth t-shirts as well. We've got them both with beer mugs behind the words competitive depth, and also with the Toby Keith red solo cups as well. So it's he's got a quick question for the coach. How do you go up against an opponent that brought the triple option or an option offense while at Skyline? He ran it.
I ran it. We didn't see it, but we ran the hell out of it. And people had a hard time stopping it. I'll never forget. I was just having this conversation with one of my buddies that coaches at TCU that was coaching at Garland, and I was talking to him a couple of weeks ago, and we started talking about the year the Garland Owls won the state championship. We played them in the first game of the season. We were running the triple option. They couldn't stop it. We're up 14-0 at half, but right before the half, we have the ball on the 1 foot line with 10 seconds. We called the timeout. We got 10 seconds. We give the ball to the fullback. Sucker fumbles the football, or we would have gone up 21-0. And they come out in the second half, and they end up beating us 15-14. They had a kicker that kicked 5 field goals to beat us in that game. We lose that game by 1, and they go on to win the state championship that year. I mean, wow. And it was one of those things.
You were telling me about that that other day that we were talking. Yeah. 5 field goals.
People had a hard, and I'm not talking about 10-yard, 15-yard field goals. I'm talking about he was hitting them from 30 to 50 yards. I mean, he was banging them on. And went on. I think it went on and played at A&M.
Yeah, that's pretty badass. So, and when you guys did that, you played Longview that time too, didn't you?
Yeah, my first year there, we played the Longview Lobos. They were ranked number 1 in the state and number 2 in the nation. We played them in the first round of the playoffs, and people were, all the sports writers were picking them by 50 and 60. And
about the time that Malcolm Kelly was there, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. And we had them down at halftime, and they ended up coming back and beating us in the last minutes of the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the triple.
That would have been like 98, 99, you said? About 98, 99?
Yeah, about 98, yeah.
That would have, Malcolm would have been there then. Because he went to Longview. He went to Longview. Trent Williams went to Longview. That's where Taylor Tatum goes.
Tatum, yep. And it was really funny what we and mostly it was defense that killed them, because we got in what I called it a seven of diamond defense, and we covered up their nose guard, and we also covered up their guards, and then we stacked the Mike backer behind the nose guard, and they were a big pulling team. And every time they pulled, they couldn't pull the guards because we had that defensive tackle was in their ass, and we kept tackling their running back for a loss. And it was, they finally in the last minutes of the game figured out that they were bigger and stronger than us, and they just started running the ball right at us, quit pulling people, and finally ended up scoring a touchdown to beat us at the end of the game.
Wow, I love it.
So yeah, the triple I was good to us. I grew up running the Houston Veer early on, and when I was in high school and early on in coaching, and then later on got into the triple I. And the option was always good to us, and although it wasn't good for me here in New Mexico.
Yeah, and a lot of teams still ran that kind of stuff, but it wasn't. You had to be big, though. You got to be pretty big to be able to run it, man. And that was the thing, is the team that you took over
We
just
weren't
wasn't
big.
like that. They just weren't big.
No, you're
You had
right.
some speed. You did have a lot of athleticism and speed, but the strength wasn't good either. That was the problem.
No, that was the big problem.
Yeah, let's see. Younger brother and OULM played against Cy Creek that brought some sort of an option attack. That team had defensive tackle Sam Adams and Shane Rink were a top 10 team nationally. I bet.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Cy-Fair.
Good stuff there. Cy-Fair, yeah.
Hardly caught a ball, just blocked his ass off. Yeah.
That's how it works.
That's how it is when you're a receiver in that offense. One of them offenses, man.
Well, and you guys know
you got receivers most of the time.
Well, and that's why people have gotten away from it today, because kids want to, they want to throw the ball down the field, and they want to catch passes, and so that was the birth of the spread and the air raid.
I still remember when Hal Mummy came. We went that right before your second or third year, maybe.
Second,
right? When he went to New Mexico State, and he talked about when he came in and talked to me. He was like, "I mean, it's the PlayStation era, man. They're used to throwing the ball around. They know that kind of game. It's fun for everybody," which he's not wrong. It definitely changes things up. It definitely changed the game. Listen, when him and Mike Leach changed the game of football, no doubt about it.
They did. I'll never forget, because I went down to his clinic there, and because that's when we were trying to transition into the spread a little bit, and went down to the clinic at New Mexico State. And you remember Jim Bradley? Jim Bradley was one of the winningest coaches in New Mexico high school football. Our roots went way back. We used to give each other.
State coach for a while too. He was the Mexico State head coach.
Well, and I was just fixing to allude to that. So I'm down there, and Bradley and I had a lot of nights of poker together, and we used to bullshit each other all the time. And so I'm there at the clinic, and Jim Bradley and I are in the elevator, and he says, "Hey, Roy Ball, you've gone over there to Hobbs and really screwed that up, haven't you?" I said, "Coach, I have, but I haven't screwed it up as bad as you screwed up New Mexico State, because they can't win shit." Oh, and he just laughed and he hawed. He was, we just like to jab at each other all the time.
Well, and that's how he was. That's how he was. Our quarterback, Ty Hotling, and then his older brother Jeff played at UNM.
Yeah.
But I remember when he was still at Roswell High, and he would talk shit about Artesia every time. And so they were interviewing him before that one game that year, and he was calling him hogtailing, kept calling him hogtailing, pissed Artesia people right off.
That was just Jim.
And then whenever I was talking to him, you know, before the game that you guys played against him when he was at Mayfield, and he was like, "Yeah, he plays in that sniffer eye." And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "They're sniffers, sniffing each other's asses, sniffer eye." I was cracking up, crying, laughing on the phone. I've called Coach right after that, and I was like, I said, "Oh, Jim called your offense the sniffer eye," and he goes, "That motherfucker." It was awesome.
Damn, Jim. He was just pissed off because I always beat him at poker.
Well, you're a good car player. I know that.
Oh,
right. Let's see. Last thing. Sorry for my neighbor went to the south of my parents' place down there. Was former wide receiver for the Falcons. Oh, Bert Emanuel? Really?
Bert Emanuel. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Stud.
Yeah, big time.
And that's the thing. A lot of times you don't even know who. You forget how many guys came from Texas and ended up in the league, and they were that good, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That it just names come up here and there, you know, and like
absolutely.
Cody Light was talking about that quarterback from A&M's son. At the same time that Vince was there, it was shit. We were talking about it on one of the shows too, and I just
who'd you say?
Remember that A&M quarterback about the same time that Vince was at Texas? It was shit.
Think of who was there.
He was good. He was damn good.
I don't remember.
So we were bringing that up that last time too. Bert's daddy, Terry Donahue's Bruin program, and after that, yeah, the Jamesons hitting. Well, I'll tell you guys what. I'm going to, in case they try to give me a copyright strike for it, which I don't think they will. But we brought up Malcolm Kelly, so I want to give some love to Malcolm Kelly on the way out. We're going to play his freestyle, but that'll be the end of the show. Appreciate everybody showing up in here tonight. And that way I can clip it at the end if I have to get rid of the copyright stuff. So I'm going to throw that up there as we go. But, hey, man, just in honor of Oklahoma being in the SEC, excited about that, obviously. Dude, Malcolm Kelly was a bad dude, man.
Yeah, he was.
Bad dude. He was that guy. Definitely one of the better Oklahoma receivers that I can remember. But yeah, man. Our 5 wide receiver commitments too many. There's never too many, my man. Never. It's just competition. That's all it is. So sharp as iron. If it's too much for somebody that's there, then that tells you what you need to know. Compete. Just go compete. And that's part of the culture, man. That's part of the culture that Brent Venables is bringing to town. It's a culture that they've needed to have for a while now. Soft don't work. Go win the job. When you do, it works out.
Agreed.
Hey, man, thank you. Thank you, Chuck. Same back at you.
Thanks, brother. Thank you, Chuck.
Appreciate it. Yeah, guys. Wanted to see. Oh, we got. Okay, so we had Sooner Chair. Okay, I got all those. Did all those. Okay. Thanks to everybody for coming in, though. All the amazing back and forth with us. Make sure you hit that like button. Thank you for the super chats, the ones we got as well. But hey, guys, just thanks a lot for coming in here and spending time with us as usual. We love having these conversations. We'll see you guys back here in the morning, talk a little bit more about some of this stuff. Maybe do a call-in show. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do, but I'm going to leave you, obviously, with this screen share of Malcolm Kelly. And figure you guys will love this stuff. So let me do that. Pop it up there. Shit.
Hey, we're fixing to be within 50 days of it pretty quick here.
50 days. Here we go. Can't wait, man. We got 8 Saturdays left. 8 Saturdays left, my man. Here we go.
Ready.
Man, boys is getting quiet. Going to get crunk. Head back to Longview, Kelly popping trunk. I ain't even tripping. Riding and I'm sipping. Let me come through 4-4 steady tipping. On that new lat. Watch the trunk crack. Let me sit sideways, CB running back. Maybe AP, maybe AD. I ain't even tripping cause we some athletes. Listen with Smitty in the summertime. He get pissed if we don't make our time. But we gon' get it cause we gotta finish. Nebraska horn hustlers, man, we diminish. Little, paint like a skittle. I ain't even tripping, I ain't never double dribble. Cause I'm a player from the Himalaya. Let me sit sideways, man. Maybe back door, maybe fall low. Sipping codeine cause I got a killer cause. Let me sit sideways in the big Benz. Oh, you boys, they my brothers, they my friends. Holla at Coach Sumlin, holla at the stoops. Let me sit sideways in the two-door coupe. Cause I'm sitting clean, bones on the lean. Look at my pants, got a sag in my jeans. Let me sit sideways cause I'm steady coming. PT throwing that ball.
He's throwing it down.
I'ma go catch it. I'ma go
I love it.
sideways, boy, show naked today.